I want to begin by saying that, like all of you, we are horrified by the shootings today, and we offer our support and best wishes for a speedy recovery to all the victims and their loved ones. Violence of any kind, at any time, is unacceptable. And we may disagree about policy, often strongly, but we recognize that democracy thrives on rigorous debate. That will be reflected in my remarks this evening, which, as always, will make a strong and respectful case for the policies this nation's women and families need. So now, please raise your hand if you were in this room last year. Great. Now keep your hand up if this year feels different. These are disturbing times, and it would be easy to despair. But I've set a challenge for myself tonight. I want each of you to leave here feeling hopeful and convinced that together we can continue to make progress. We have to, because it's times like these when people need us most, when they need to see there is still a path to the goals we share. I'm not discounting the challenges. Since January 20th, our government has made it harder for women and families to achieve the better health, equity, and economic security the National Partnership strives for. We are fighting hard against budget proposals that would punish the poor, secret negotiations that aim to gut Medicaid, defund Planned Parenthood, and dismantle the Affordable Care Act. The ACA repeal would cause tens of millions of people to lose their insurance. It would take away guaranteed coverage for maternity and mental health care. It would make coverage unaffordable for those of us with pre-existing conditions and return us to the time when women paid more for their health care. I cringe when I hear politicians talk about saving America from an imploding marketplace. It is the height of cynicism when you're working to destroy the ACA to claim that you are on a rescue mission. What they are doing is sabotage, plain and simple, and it's a disgrace. You know the saying about canaries in coal mines? Well, women and children are America's canaries. When a policy is toxic, we feel it first. At a recent hearing, Congressman John Shimkus asked, why should men have to pay for prenatal care? Well, sir, I'm sure someone can explain to you how women get pregnant and why men want their babies to be healthy, but it's not going to be me. In fact, who better to do it than the professionals at Planned Parenthood, who provide medically accurate information and access to birth control. But wait, the same Congress that wants to take away our maternity coverage also wants to wipe out Planned Parenthood. And at the same time, states are enacting law after law based on lies about abortion and women's health. Many of these are simply designed to shame and pressure and punish women for their decisions. All of them are designed to make abortion unavailable. And we don't make it easy for families with children either. Most workers have no paid parental leave to care for a baby. Even fewer have paid family leave to care for a seriously ill family member, or paid medical leave to recover from their own serious illness. 40 million workers in this country can't earn a single paid sick day. And we know that playing field is not level. Women are paid just 80 cents for every dollar paid to men, and mothers just 71 cents to a father's dollar. And for women of color, the disparity is much worse. Each of these issues is essential to women's ability to thrive and prosper and fully participate in our society. If you can't afford birth control, you can't pursue education or career. If you're sick, you can't work. Without fair wages, you can't pay your rent or save for retirement. If you lose your job because you're sick or you're caring for a loved one, you can't support your family. Women cannot be equal or economically secure without health care, reproductive justice, and fair and family-friendly workplaces. Without any one of these, our lives fall apart. And when I think of this landscape, I sort of visualize a woman standing atop a Jenga game. You know the game where players take turns pulling out one piece at a time until the entire tower topples? Each piece is a medical bill, a sick family member, an unplanned pregnancy. And most women and families are just one piece away from toppling. And the reckless policies that we face today are like a gravitational force begging the towers to fall. But this isn't a game. And we deserve policies that support instead of topple our lives. There is good news. The momentum the National Partnership has created for paid family and medical leave and paid sick days is real and unstoppable. Almost every month, we're making advances in cities and states. And the momentum in the private sector is unprecedented. And we're fighting like hell to defeat sham proposals like President Trump's parental leave plan, which is just another form of sabotage, and we won't be fooled. We're taking back our destiny. The National Partnership is fighting every day to put the issues that matter to women and families front and center to secure a better future for all of us. And we are having an impact. Did you ever think you'd see the day when people stood up at a town hall meeting to demand coverage for essential health benefits? Together, we are creating a resurgence in activism. Think about it, the tax march, the science march, the climate march, the airport protests, the equality march, the day without immigrants, and of course the women's march, which was much more than a march. It was a moment, our moment. And in the progressive community, we know that all our fates are inextricably linked. We know we risk failing if each community stands alone. We know we must stand together, indivisible, demanding justice for all. That's how our ideals will prevail and progress continue. And this conviction bodes well for the future. And when you think about the future, there's one thing you can count on. Women will continue to make strides, and the National Partnership for Women and Families will continue to lead the way. And now, speaking of hope, progress, and ideals, it is my very great pleasure to introduce a powerful woman who is a force to be reckoned with. Kamala Harris is a freshman senator from California, but her work began long ago. Raised by a strong working mother, she recalls a childhood spent at protests. She grew up demanding justice and hasn't stopped since. She fought to keep families in their homes during the foreclosure crisis and fought the online harassment so many women face. She blazed a trail for women in law enforcement as Attorney General in California, and now she is fighting for women and families as a U.S. Senator. Last week, in a rather memorable moment, Senator Richard Burr tried to shush her, admonishing her to be more courteous. But Senator Harris won't be shushed. The very next day, she reminded us all about the real meaning of power. She noted that a president hoping an FBI director would do something is sort of like an armed robber hoping you will give up your wallet. And yesterday, we saw her skills and power again when she questioned Attorney General Jeff Sessions. And we heard he got a little nervous. Tonight, we honor her because she is bold, smart, powerful, and passionate. And by the way, unfailingly courteous. She is the reason why I have so much hope for the future. Please join me, ladies and gentlemen, in welcoming our very own Wonder Woman, Senator Kamala Harris.